Welcome back to another episode of Travis Take Two. I'm Jordan Travis.
And I'm Devon Travis, and we got a great guest, someone who means a ton to me. Man, I cannot wait to get this guy on. The accent might get a little tricky at times, but it'll be okay. You understand it pretty great. He's a country boy just like you, JT. Loves to fish, loves to hunt. Houston, Texas, great. Toronto, ex-manager, ex-bench coach for the New York Mets. A great man, a great baseball man, a great family man, and gosh, I can't wait to get to it, man. It's going to be a fun week.
It's going to be sick, bro. Stay tuned for that, and remember to follow Travis Take Two on all platforms. Like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube and wherever you listen to your podcast. Let's get started.
I don't want to start.
No, let's do it.
I don't want to start. You gotta do it, man. I mean, I can't believe. First off, I saw the game was at 10 o'clock, and ACC spreads, from East Coast to West Coast, and when I'm calling games and I'm having to talk about it all last year for the baseball season, and I'm acting like it's like so great and exciting, and it is. It's cool that the ACC's gone from like the East Coast to the West Coast, but man, that time zone difference and like having to stay up 10 o'clock, bro. Got 2 kids now, like staying up 10 o'clock for a football game, like up into the wee hours of the night, it's not happening. I'm not going to even lie to you, JT. After the first half was over, I had my phone up and running, and I woke up at like 4 in the morning, and it was the commercials, and I like opened the phone and like kind of clicked the ESPN app, and I'm like, oh my God, we lost. Like we lost 20-13. We scored 3 points in the second half. Jordan, I'm frustrated like all the fans, and I know you're super frustrated. I know you stayed up to watch it all night, and I talked to you the next day, and you're like, dang, bro, like I got anxiety from this game.
I had the worst anxiety
I
attack.
can't believe it. Tell me, bro, like what you got for me?
Honestly, bro, I can come on here and tell you all the things like it sounds like a press conference, but bro, we're not playing good football. It's really bad.
Looked like they quit in the first half. That was the impression I got.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like our defense didn't play horrible.
No,
guy rushed for 118 yards, I believe. I mean, he had a lot of carries, 30 carries. We got to stop the run in Stanford. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's Stanford, and I think we're Florida State, and their standards 100%. These guys got to step up, bro. I think we got to get the balls into our playmakers' hands. Mekhi Danzy had 3 touches for over 100 yards. It's like 3 touches. Like every time you see a post route from Mekhi Danzy, I don't think he's dropped one all year. Maybe we've overthrown him once or twice, but he's a playmaker. Why is the ball not in his hands more? And that's what upsets me a little bit. Which I don't know what it is. It could be the play calling. It could be we're not distributing the ball to him, or whatever it is.
It could be like just like Tommy C like is reading one read, and if his first read's not there, he's taking off. Like I don't know football, okay? Like I'm not on here to say that like Tommy Castellanos is playing bad football. I don't know. I can only like tell you what I see.
Yeah.
But it looks to me that like when he drops back in either his 3-step or 5-step drop, that like it's kind of like he's already like looking to the side of the field he's going to throw to, and it looks to me just like he either like is throwing there no matter what, or it looks like he just tucks it and runs, and I don't know. Like I said, I could be dead wrong. I don't even understand like what a freaking football route tree looks like. I don't know, but to me, Jordan, like the biggest thing that stands out, bro, and I know like we keep saying we're Florida State, and like hell yeah, like we love Florida State like no one else, man, but like are the players Florida State? Like that's my only question, and I don't mean it disrespectfully, right? Like Florida State like meant like the name on the front means like so much. And I just feel like the players flat out have like quit. I do. I feel like they've quit. And Tommy Castellanos is coming from Boston College, and you beat Alabama, and yeah, I love Florida State, and I'm Florida State, and I'm Florida State, and you're 2-0, and I'm Florida State, and I'm Florida State, and yeah, and then now you're 3-0, and I'm Florida State, and I'm Florida State, and then you lose a game, and you get kicked in the face, and I think you find out a lot about a team, not when they win a big game. Like anybody can win a big game. Like Jacksonville State beat Florida State when you were there. Like were they better than us? No. Like maybe we're Jacksonville State and we beat Alabama. Like I don't know, maybe. But I think we're just in an era, bro, where like the whole zest of college football and it being Florida State, like, bro, like half of our roster for the past 3 years has been somewhere else. Like
100%.
Their allegiance and their alliance to our program is more based off money than the program history in which we're at. And maybe we fans need to just get with the grips of reality that this is where we are. Like, college football is minor league NFL. Like, that's where we're at, right? That's like free agent deals. It's 1-on-1. You can go wherever you want. College coach gets fired. You can go ahead and jump in the portal. You have the right to leave. And that's what I see. Like, I see a team of guys, and I don't know football, but I know what effort looks like. I do. And I see a team full of guys that just, like, lost it, man. Like, the whole fight on the sideline. I don't give a shit. I don't care if Norvell said something disrespectful. That doesn't matter. Like, a player on the sideline bows up to a coach and wants beef. Like, say you lost the team all you want. I see disrespect. Yep. Like, that's disrespect. Like, you lost the team because the player wants to. No, like, bullshit. No, that player shouldn't play again. Yep. Like, you want to fix it? Don't put him back in the game. I don't care if he's the best player. You bow up to a coach. Sorry, buddy, enjoy the bench. Like, we do stuff right around here. Like, that's just my take from, like, a non-football guy. And, like, I see all the crap, and I get it, and I'm frustrated. Like, yeah, man, like, does Norvell need to go? Like, I hope not. I love the guy like all heck. Like yeah, I do. And I guess I'm frustrated, too, because it's like, Norvell, he would just be a great leader if he hired the right coaches. Like, we beat Alabama and we start 3-0 and everybody is so happy Gus Malzahn is the greatest to ever. Oh, yeah, what a great fit with Tommy Castellanos, mobile quarterback, and Gus Malzahn. Like, yeah, we're back, and Tony White's fantastic. What a great coach. Stopped Alabama, who, by the way, has now beat like 4 ranked teams, I think, in a row this year. Mm-hmm. And then we lose, and now the firestorm starts, and Norvell is the biggest problem. Like,
which he makes no calls at all.
What happened?
My biggest problem is, okay, I listened to a podcast today from some guy saying he needs to be fired, blah, blah, blah. That's what the players need to do this year is take initiative, take it upon themselves to put their bodies on the line. I texted you mid-game right before Tommy's touchdown where he put his body on the line. When you are out on that field, screw what happens to your body. I know it's the world we live in. It's a little bit different these days. We're trying to get to the NFL. I was willing to do whatever it took on that football field to get a win for the program. That's not how it is. And the point that you brought up about this is Florida State, but it's not Florida State because these are not Florida State players. These are not guys that have been there through thick and thin. This is coming into a program that was just bad last year. They didn't go through that pain. No one is going through the pain to have to learn, damn, we got to get this shit together. Like, no one sees that. You're just coming into a whole new team and you all feel like you guys can gel together and win football games. It's not how it is. When we had Jared Verse on the team, we had Trey Benson. We loved that damn program so much, and we would do whatever it took to get a win for Coach Mike Norvell. And these guys don't have that same drive, the same passion, the same love for that man that I have. So I'm so tired. Coach Norvell is the leader of the ship. He is driving everybody. We wanted to hire a new offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. Yes, I understand the fans' perspective, but you guys do not know what that man does behind closed doors for that program. He is not making a call. Maybe he makes a 4th and 7 call that you don't like, and maybe I don't like it, but that's all he's making. He's not making offensive calls. He's not making defensive calls. These are the guys that we have hired, and it goes through a process. It's not just Mike Norvell, I want this guy, he's getting hired. It's a process. It's not just Mike Norvell is hiring these people because Mike Norvell is not paying these people out of his pocket. So I don't think people realize that part of football. This is not Florida State football because this is not all of our players that have been through thick and thin. We got better over our losing seasons because we went through the pain. We went through what was so horrible, bro, and we kind of weeded out the problems, and that's how it worked. Instead of this is the opposite. You're weeding out everybody and people are leaving and you're bringing people in trying to be the cure. And it's not how it's going to work. We will never be Florida State football again unless something changes, bro. And it's not the coaching problem. No matter what you want to say, Coach Mike Norvell, unless we're going to go through a whole interview process and ask, do you love this program? We're never going to be Florida State football again. I'm sorry to tell you guys. We could bring Jimbo in. We could bring whoever you want in. The high school player that you're going to get in high school that always wanted to come to Florida State is going to leave after a year to go to a bigger school that's going to pay more money. Not bigger school, a better school at the time, whoever's winning. And that's how it's going to be forever, unless college football changes, because watching these guys on the field, they are not willing to put their bodies on the line for Florida State University. Tommy Castellanos, that one play that he made, he is, and his body is hurting. You could see he's in pain, bro. And I respect Tommy. You know, I have so much respect for Tommy, and I do think he's going to be able to turn the season around. no matter what we say, we can go out and win out the rest of the game. Maybe we not go to the playoffs, but have a little bit of respect for yourself and for the program and for that fan base that comes to every single game and supports you. Go on that field and fight. I mean, screw the outside noise. Fight. It's not just for the fan base or whatever. Fight for yourself. Fight for your family, bro. Because that's what upsets me so much about this damn team. Because, bro, it's when I was on the team, I was willing. You saw me when we were sucking. I was hurdling. I was taking Toradol shots, and I was going out there, and I felt like there's multiple times where I got hit in the head a few times, and I'm like, screw it. I'm staying on the field because I love the program. You see guys trying to get out of the way of the light. Give me the light. You have to be the person that is willing to step up and be that leader for the football team. Because we had, so many of them. Tatum Bethune, a person that never spoke, and shout out to Tatum Bethune because this week it shows what type of player he is. Crazy. And it just shows the leaders that we had, Jared Verse, Trey Benson, and we're all different types of leaders, but we took it upon ourselves that losing year to say it's on us.
Yeah.
It's not on him because ain't shit changed from we were 3-0, 4-0, and then we just flipped it and we went 4-3. What year is that? 2022?
That was 2020. That was your junior year.
Yeah,
2022. It was the year that Jared Verse also could have left and been a first-round pick and been a millionaire and came back to college because he cared so much about this.
And he didn't get paid. That's what people don't realize. Jared Verse came back to play for Coach Mike Norvell and wanted to play for Florida State University. We don't have guys doing that no more. If they hear money, NFL or this, they're out.
Or NIL
Jared Verse
or transfer, or they get a tweet from a random person saying, we'll offer you this if you come. I'm just over it, man. Like the whole... My passion for Florida State will never change. Never. Like I love them, and everything that they've done and given me is something that I'll cherish for forever. But I just watch a team that I look out on the field and I don't see it. I don't feel it. I don't have it anymore. Like I feel like I'm watching the Dallas Cowboys, and if we can go and plug and fill the right spots and you happen to hit on the right players, your team ends up pretty good. And if you happen to miss in a spot that happens to be very important, or Tommy Castellanos, who in my opinion, he just doesn't look healthy, man. Like he doesn't have that same boost and burst like he had in the Alabama game.
I talk about Tommy. One more thing is the confidence. He was having so much fun at the beginning of the year, bro. That's my thing. That's my what I have to say is watching him, bro. He was so confident against Alabama. I remember telling you I was walking by him and he just kept smiling at me. Have that same confidence that you showed what you can do against the best team, one of the best teams in the nation. Now let's go out there and just have that same confidence, that same grit, that same energy, because they're all looking to you. Because there has to be someone now that just takes that next step, bro, and just says, "It's me. I'm here. And yeah, bro, I just play with that confidence, that smile, that passion. Because I know he loves Florida State University. He does, and he said it was his dream school growing up. So I believe that he still has time, bro. Let's heal up during this bye week, and let's get going. We have to win some football games. We're playing Wake Forest. Robbie Ashford, that's my guy. He's a running quarterback that we have to make plays.
Oof.
We have to make plays on defense. It's as simple as that. And offense, do what we do. That's it. That's all I got to say, bro.
All right, man, that's all I got on Florida State, too.
Me
I
too.
can talk and smile about my Cowboys, but we'll talk about that later. They look pretty dang good.
Hey, Dev, Toronto. I mean, you've been telling me how good the Blue Jays have been for a long time. It's been 32 years since the last time they made it to the World Series. What's your take on that?
Let's go. I'm so happy. I'm so jealous. I wish I was there. Man, it's an amazing city. I don't know if you could put it into words, like how special of a place it is to play in the big leagues in Toronto. Like, you're the only team in the whole country. Like, you talk about America's team, my team, the Dallas Cowboys. Like, we're Canada's team. And, like, they love you everywhere, and they don't love anybody else because they don't want to love anybody else. Like, you're all they got, right? And I'm just so happy for the organization. And I think about, like, the guy at the top and Schneid's, a guy that grinded his way up all throughout the minor leagues and earned the opportunity and the right to coach in the big leagues, and has caught heat after heat after heat when the team wasn't playing up to their standards, and an extremely talented roster. And does it sound familiar? They called for his head for quite some time now, and I don't think that he's going to get fired anytime soon. I'm pretty sure he's going to have a nice 5-year extension coming up, and it's well deserved. And I look at his bench coach right next to him, DeMarlo Hale, a second father to me, one of the greatest guys in the game of baseball. Everybody freaking loves him, and he's back in a World Series. He won a World Series with Boston sometime in the early 2010s. I just can't remember the year. I think about Don Mattingly being on that staff. And then I move over to the players, and I remember back in 2015 or 16 when Vladdy was just 16 years old and had just signed with the Toronto Blue Jays, and he came to hit BP in the Rogers Center, and this just 16-year-old kid that just freaking looks like a man amongst boys. Then, to be honest, I felt like he was already a better hitter than me at 16 years old. And we drafted Bo Bichette. I named my son after Bo Bichette. I mean, he's my favorite player in the big leagues. And I got to watch those kids roll up the minor league system. I mean, I was hurt throughout my entire career. And I tell people one of the only good things about being hurt is that when you're hurt, you get sent to Florida. And I got sent to Florida when Vladdy and Bo and Kevin Biggio were with the Blue Jays, and they were in high A, and they were in rookie ball the year before. And I got to watch those guys work and go up the ladder, and then I'll see them as men, grown men, very successful grown men and baseball players now playing the World Series, and just to see all that come together. I think about Billy Wardlow, the clubby for the Toronto Blue Jays in high A, and he runs all spring training. And I think about Big Mo, that's the clubby. And in Buffalo, they're AAA, and people just don't quite understand how hard it is to win in sports, and you get to see a bunch of people that you love and that have made an impact on your life, and you get to see the smiles and the happiness in their texts in which they talk to you. It's been a long time coming, man. It's been 32 years since the city of Toronto has had the World Series. This is normal for the Los Angeles Dodgers, but for the city of Toronto and the country of Canada to see this all come together, bro, it's special, man. I hope I can get up to a game. I might try to do it on Saturday. Work's been a little bit crazy, and I'm just so happy for the young men on that team and the staff and knowing how hard it is, bro. 162 games and to have to win the ALDS and the ALCS and get by that tough, hot Mariners team, and now go face it's David versus Goliath, right? It's the big boys in the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts, Mookie the best Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, who played in Toronto. I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun, Jordan, and I think that just for me, the biggest thing that stands out is Toronto's ability to put the ball in play is real, and it's a lineup where they can slug a little bit, and they got George Springer, and they got Vladdy, who's 6 home runs this postseason and just 3 strikeouts, which is so incredibly impressive. But they're a lineup 1 through 9 that can beat you in a multitude of ways, right? They can slug, they put the ball in play, they strike out the least in the big leagues, and it's very important against a Dodgers pitching staff that strikes out guys at one of the highest rates in the big leagues. If they're not one, they're top 5. But when you get the ball to go forward, good things happen. And I love that they play small ball. I think you're going to have to play some small ball. You're going to have to force the pressure. It's really hard to get 3-4 hits in an inning and score a run against this Dodgers offense. So you're going to need power, but you're going to have to put the ball in play. You're going to have to keep the pressure on them. And I think on the flip side, George, for the Dodgers, you just think about all the power that they have. It's power hitting. It's power pitching. I love the fact that they got Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman. 2 guys that put the ball in play. They set the table. Somehow, some way, Enrique Hernandez finds a way to be a star in these big moments. Always got to circle him. And then, of course, right, Shohei Ohtani. What this guy does, Jordan, no one in the world, unless you've played this game at an extremely high level. Yes, baseball is the hardest game in the world, but I played it at the highest level, and I think it's harder today than it's ever been. And the fact that this guy can do what he did last Friday, right? Mm-hmm. 3 home runs in a game, 5, 6 shutout innings with 10 strikeouts. We might be looking, we truly might be looking at how we talk about Babe Ruth and the greats of 100 years ago. We may truly be talking about the greatest baseball player to ever damn live. And, every time you go into a series, Jordan, the staff gets together and we have a meeting. And when the pitchers are in the meeting, they literally say, hey, we're going to circle a guy. And this guy right here can't beat us. Without question, Shohei Ohtani cannot be the guy that beats the Toronto Blue Jays. And that means if you walk him every at-bat, you walk him every damn at-bat. The only good thing for the Los Angeles Dodgers is they have about 3, 4, 5 other guys that surround him that make it really, really incredibly difficult to pitch around. And he hits leadoff, so what are you going to do, walk him to start the game? But I think it's going to be a heck of a series. I'm excited for the Blue Jays. Let me tell you something. Rogers Center, dog, that Rogers Center gets bumping, bro. It's hot up in the 6th, boy. Like, yeah, it's real. Drake don't go to no baseball games, but he'll be there. I can't wait, man. I'm excited. It's going to be great.
Yeah, go Jays.
Yeah, man, let's go.
Dev, Blue Jays back to the World Series. Which home run was more impactful, George Springer or Jose Bautista?
No question, Jose Bautista, but that's just my individual opinion because I have a lot more. I had a lot more heart and soul in it at the current time because I was on the team. Yeah, man. I mean, they're both two huge moments in history, right? And I feel like at the time, Bautista's the zest of it throughout baseball as a whole. I feel like Bautista's will last longer because it was like the first time I ever seen like that like crazy like bat flip to the moon. But I think the home run that George Springer hit the other night in the 7th inning, in that situation right there, 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, down 2 runs in a ball game. George Springer's come up with big hit after big hit in the postseason, and he's one heck of a player. And to do that in that moment, to send the Blue Jays back to the World Series for the first time since 1993. It's hard for me to say that George Springer's home run is more impactful on Blue Jays history, but I believe that is the truth. I'll just say that Jose Bautista's 3-run home run was just better for me. Yeah. Quick hitter, I like this right here. Like let's just like pop some quick action because you know me, I like to talk too much, and you're a lot better at like just making sure your words matter. So like I'm gonna hit you with a couple things right here. Like Billy Napier just got fired. Like what's your take?
I say it's sad, but they've been calling for his head for a long time. So, I mean, it happened. So it's all about seeing where they go next. Lane Kiffin, possibly.
I like it, but is he going to leave? Like I know Florida's got all that money. Like Florida got a lot of money. They might pay Lane enough to leave.
Probably. Ole Miss is sick.
Ole Miss is sick, bro. Like sick. Hey, I don't know. Yeah. I don't like that people wish for people's downfall, but Billy Napier, he'll be all right. He made enough money. He's sitting at home making millions, dog. Like it's okay. Well, we got next, baby. Miami, Ole Miss, Texas Tech, LSU. That's 4 top 12 teams that lost this week. College football's changed, bro. There's like this freaking like I don't really know how to put my hands on it, man, but I can't remember like 4 top 12 teams losing in the same week. What you got for me?
Transfer portal. Make it short and simple. Transfer portal. College football will never be the same again with the transfer portal. These guys are Texas Tech is, it just shows you. I mean,
they're nice. That quarterback's nice.
All of a sudden, you haven't heard of Texas Tech in how many years, and here they are. I mean, obviously they lost this week, but the transfer portal. I mean, you could change your team in 1 year.
Yeah, and
go
you're
from
right.
0-12 to freaking 12-0 just by transfer portal.
And Texas Tech spent like a heck of a lot of money in the transfer portal, bro. Yeah, I don't know what the numbers were, but it's up there. Parity in college football is real today, man. It's real. NBA's back. I don't really care. I don't watch to the postseason, so I know you love basketball though. So who's your champion? Like,
I really don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
Just give me somebody. You never know. You might guess it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lakers.
Yeah, me too.
LeBron James wins this last year and then retires. Just gone.
I'm a wherever he at fan. I was a Miami Heat fan, and I am a Miami Heat fan. But most importantly, I'm a wherever he at fan. Dog.
I like if they don't do good this year, he's gonna get traded mid-year. That's my take.
You think so?
To the Cavs and just ends it there.
Okay, that would be dope.
Sick.
That'd be dope, man. One of the greatest ever lived. Talk about a great that like has his whole career like had to deal with like comparisons. Like sure, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, 1A, 1B. Yeah, damn right. But like I don't want to hear the comparisons. The game has freaking changed. They're 2 of the greatest players that ever lived. They're 1 and 2 for me. What a hell of a career, man. We're gonna miss that guy when he's gone. And I'm like looking at the NBA and I'm like, who the hell is gonna be the face of the NBA when it leaves? Like I ain't watching it no more when he's done. Like until the next great comes. That's just
Zion.
Okay, so the comeback of Zion. He's skinny now.
I think so. He is skinny now.
He's skinny now.
That's all he needed. I think that's all he needed, bro.
Okay, I like it. The Miami Dolphins. Like we're here in South Florida. I know like you're a Dolphins fan and you're probably losing a little bit of your Dolphins like zest because you got drafted by the Jets and the Jets hate the Dolphins. And whatever. You play fantasy football now. That's what's up.
So
you kind of like lose your love for like a team, right? Like you like start like kind of going everywhere.
I feel like I lost my love. Shoot. Probably 5 years ago for the Dolphins. I think it's probably about 7 years, or however long Lamar Jackson got into the NFL. That's when I stopped liking the Dolphins.
Lamar's your guy.
That's my guy.
You love Lamar.
Yeah.
You love Lamar. All right, so let's talk about the Dolphins, though. Dolphins are 1-6. You ready for these numbers, bro? They lost 31-6 to the Cleveland Browns. Like, I can't remember the last time Cleveland Browns beat a team 31-6. Okay, they scored 0 points in the second half. Tua throwing for like less than 200 yards a game, 11 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 6 fumbles, and a fumble. That's one of them lost. Jordan, I don't know, man. Like, I know this is a quarterback league, right?
Yeah.
Like, without question, it's a quarterback league. But his interview this weekend, right? And like a lot of chatter about like things that he said and how he responded, and I like some of it, right? He's like, he basically said it how I understood it, and I want to know like your take on like how quarterbacks are supposed to respond after being 1-6. Like, I don't even want to talk to the media. Good for him for even standing up there, because there's a point where I'd probably be like, no, I'm not doing it. But he like took ownership, where he's like, hey, like I got my own struggles going on, and yet I have to be the leader of this team, and I'm playing terrible, basically, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just trying to figure out like how I can basically put all this work on myself, still take care of my play, and make sure I'm a leader of this team, and make sure I have to say the right thing, because basically the quarterback's the only person that has to do all the talking for everybody. So how hard is it to like be the face and have to be the person that has to like speak about these troubled times?
Shit, it's your job. That's my take on it. You get paid. Quarterback's the highest paid position in the NFL.
Yeah.
So I mean, comes with the job. So yeah, you take accountability. Your job is to lead. Your job is to perform. You get paid to perform. I mean, that's the reality of it. You get paid to lead the guys, because the NFL, the quarterback, watching Aaron Rodgers, everyone looked to Aaron no matter what, and he led and knew everything about the offense. Obviously, he's been in the NFL for a long time, but he knew everything, the ins and outs of everything, how to lead, how to have the respect of his players, how to treat the backup quarterbacks. I mean, we had 3 other guys in the room. He treated us freaking great. So that's your job. So yes, him taking accountability was freaking awesome. I mean, it's what you got to do. Obviously, he's not playing well right now, and as quarterbacks, we don't always play well.
I'm just happy he's still upright, bro.
Me too.
Like I thought his career was done, man. I mean,
too.
like every time the guy hits the ground,
He's a warrior.
About hitting the ground, bro. Mike Evans, like, how sad is that? Once again on turf, like,
yeah.
Damn it, the turf. Like, I don't know the last time and I'm sure it's happened, but like I feel like every time I see someone's head hit the ground and they're like out cold, like it's on turf, it's not on grass. Like,
well, I did see Mike Evans. There was a few catches earlier, maybe a few drives earlier. He went up for the ball on the sideline and did the same thing to his head. So,
no way.
Yeah, and I wonder if they checked him out. Because,
he was out, right?
Oh, he was out.
And he like broke his collarbone. Oh my God, man. I mean, dang, man, what a damn player. But once again, that turf. Yeah, I'm with you, Jordan. Like, quarterbacks got to stand up there. They got to do their job. But man, I feel bad for you, because
100% sucks.
It's a tough job.
It's hard. I mean, it's the hardest thing, but that's literally what you sign up for. Like,
yeah.
Getting into the job, like, you take it all. I took it all, obviously at a different level. I mean, college level is still a lot. It's a little bit different than the NFL, but it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot. When you play bad, it's your fault. When you play good, it's your fault. I mean, Arch Manning's playing mediocre this year, and they get a win this weekend over what team? Who they play?
Kentucky.
Was it Kentucky?
Kentucky, yeah. I think they won. They won late, and to be honest, I feel like Kentucky should have won the game.
Yeah, but it just shows it all comes down to winning. It don't matter how you play. You just got to win football games.
Winning fixes everything, my boy.
Everything.
It does.
Everything. The question I got is, how do you feel about his other comment about the player-only meetings and guys not showing up and guys showing up late? How do you feel?
Yeah, it's wrong.
Like, how do you feel about his statement?
All right. Well, I mean, I think his statement, right, was like this, that he was like confused on like if meetings are mandatory or not mandatory, right?
I was taking it. I mean, I took it as it's kind of like calling out your players, and your job as a quarterback is you make the meetings mandatory, then make it mandatory. If you make it optional, then it's optional. But I don't know how I took it, but I took it in a way it's kind of like calling out your players. Like, no one likes that shit. you can't. I mean, I saw a tweet this weekend from an offensive lineman said, like, hey, bro, that's your job. Like, your job is to get those guys there. Like, you are the second coach. You are the second head coach. You are the coach that everyone looks to no matter what. When the head coach says something, they come talk to you about whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so I mean, how I feel is like I've always been someone that would never, ever call a player. Like, in indirect ways and direct ways, I would never. It's not the right way to go about things because, especially in the NFL, those are grown men. So hold them accountable. I don't know how I feel about. That's at least how I took it, and I don't know how that makes a player feel. If once again you have to get called out in front of the team, stand up in front of the team and say whatever you have to say. Because I mean, I've watched Aaron Rodgers. That's the only quarterback I was able to watch, but that's the type of guy he was. Like he missed the whole whatever early on in the summertime. Aaron Rodgers did, and he had to get up in front of the team and talk about it. He's just a man about it.
He owned it.
He owns it.
Yeah.
He owns it. He does what he does during the summer and whatever. So I just feel like you never call players out
to the media.
To the media.
Okay. I got your back on that. It's talking about like calling players out. Like I don't even want to talk in depth on this one, but man, like what Woody Johnson did like with Justin Fields, like I don't care. Like be better, bro. Like like. What, because you're rich as hell and you're the owner of the team, you can just flat out disrespect your quarterback that you okayed the contract to be good on? Like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, your job as the owner is either to sit back and just watch, and if you're not happy with what's happening, then just, like, call whatever and say, like, to cut Justin Fields. But to, like, go out publicly and, like, berate your quarterback? Come on, man. Like, be better. Like, that's why the Jets suck. Like that's why the Jets suck. Like
starts from the top.
We so often look like, oh, the head coach. Like I think Glenn's a good head coach. I think he's a good coach. I don't know anything about football, but like he seems like a good man. Seems like he has control of the locker room. Garrett Wilson and him go at it a little bit, but who cares? Like Garrett's a star and he's a freaking fiery player. But like look at the top. Like you want to see what's going wrong with the team. Like so often we go like almost to the top. Like no, look to the top. Like speaking about your players publicly like that. You want to talk about losing a locker room? Like no head coach can fix that. Like no head coach can fix what he did.
Well, I got to tell you. I mean, no disrespect, but there was things that were said to me, like not obviously to that point because I never got on the field to play, but about my leg, like just slick comments that I don't know if he was trying to be slick about it, or you know how some older people, they just kind of say whatever comes to their mind, and it kind of made me feel a certain type of way. I told you about a few of them. Are you ever gonna get healthy? And I'm just like, damn, like
like I can barely walk to the bathroom, sir, and I'm 23, 24 years old. Like, are you ever gonna get healthy? Like, bro, I just want to sit here. I haven't made any money.
Not how you feel, and never that. There was always like comments like that, and that kind of upset me, but it kind of rolled over my head. It makes sense, but I mean, kudos to Justin Fields because I don't know if you saw his press conference.
Did.
And
good for him.
Once again, playing horrible. You can see on his face he's not even distraught, bro. It's really cool. It inspired me. I freaking reposted it on my Instagram, and bro, it's all glory to God no matter what. Even in the hard times, that man is still honoring God. He's like, maybe obviously God's plan isn't always,
the
for us
plan
to
that
fail.
You want.
Exactly, but now it's his chance. He's getting attention.
Damn right.
Still glory. Look at me. I mean,
damn
he's
right.
in the freaking darkest storm, here. And God still has his hand on him the whole time. And amen to that. And I talked to Deontay Sheffield because he's really close to Justin Fields and just about his faith. And it inspires me because Sheffield said he went to go visit him. And he's just after the game, before the game, during the week, he's just reading the Bible, bro. And it inspires me. So shout out to Justin Fields. I know he's not playing how he wants to right now. And he's getting hit a lot. Who knows what's going on. But I pray for him. I pray he figures it out. He's a great person. I've heard only but great things about him and the leader that he is. He's a great player, bro. I mean, he was 4-2 for the Steelers last year, so I don't know what it is. But yeah, the comments were unnecessary for sure, bro.
Yeah, I wonder why the Jets just haven't been like too relevant in a long time. And I don't know, man. Anybody who talks about anybody like that publicly's got a problem. So that's just my humble opinion on the situation.
I agree with that.
Hey, man. I mean, this guy for me and in my career, I mean, somehow, some way, like someone was crazy enough to choose a 5'7", 5'8", Humpty Dumpty, eats too many cheeseburgers. But somebody like believed in me that I could play in the big leagues after playing in AA, and my first damn big league manager, a freaking mentor to me, like a second father. I love him so damn dearly because he helped my dream become true. And without him, bro, I probably would have never been a big leaguer. So we got my man, John Gibbons. Gibby, the best to ever freaking do it. Welcome to the show, baby.
Thank you for coming.
Hey,
on,
my
man.
pleasure. But that's quite the introduction. But that's not all true, man. Hey, they didn't come any better than you. There wasn't a better hitter around. You earned everything you got. You know, we always knew you could hit, right? And when they traded for you, we knew this guy's going to be a great hitter, right? You know, we didn't know if how well you were going to play second base. You turned out playing it really well. So I did you no favors other than pencil your name into the lineup, man. You did all the rest, pal. You know that.
I mean, Gibby, hey, I don't know if you remember, but like I was like so damn nervous, and I think I started 0 for 11, and I'm literally like, I think we're playing in Clearwater, and I got out my first couple of bats, and you guys kept feeding me bones, and I get to first base, and I'm like, Leap, like I'm never gonna get a hit, like, and Leap's like, oh, you know, keep going, Dev. You know you're going to do it. And then I, like, got one hit, and then, like, I got a couple more hits, and then I blacked out, and my rookie year was over. But I can't say enough, Gibby, about, like, this. And I tell you this over text messages all the time. But, like, the game, and not just, like, baseball, but the game and sports need more people like Gibby, because all you want, like as in a manager and a head coach, is someone that every day you show up, you want to bust your ass for, and they're going to believe in you. And even when you suck, they're going to make you feel like you're great. And when you're great, they don't let you get too high. And in my opinion, Gibby, that's why I think that you are the greatest manager to ever live. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart, because you're the only big league manager I ever had. So thank you for everything. And let's get to Toronto, because the World Series is here. And I feel like that Toronto roster's been freaking loaded for a long time. And you were there, Gib, when Vladdy showed up in 15, I think, and hit BP on the field. And I think he hit right before me. And I'm like, oh, my God, this kid's 15, 16 years old, and he's already a better hitter than me. Thank God he doesn't play second base. A couple years later, here comes Bo Bichette. And, you know, it's cool. Hoffman. Remember Hoffman? Gibby, Hoffman, the closer for the Blue Jays, was traded with Reyes.
To Colorado.
To Colorado. For
Tulo.
LaTroy Hawkins and Tulo.
Yeah.
And now he's back in Toronto. What can you say, though, Gibby? I mean, like every Canada loves you. Like, they love you. And a lot of people don't quite understand, even in the game of baseball. Like, I tell everybody, like, the best place to play baseball in the big leagues is Toronto. And I could name a lot of reasons, but I'm like married now, so I'm gonna stay away. But the food's amazing. The people are like so nice. They go, oh, it's so cold. We play indoors. It's okay. What you got?
Hey, you can't beat the place. You know I always heard before guys get there, say, well, it's a foreign country. The traveling's a hassle, whatever. But I'd never come across a player that after leaving Toronto didn't love it there, and you're right. There's something to it, and that's what's so exciting now. We made our run. We got to that Final Four a couple times, and now they got over that hump and going to the World Series. When you got one team in a country, man, it's there's something different about it, I'm a big fan. I'm rooting them on. We know those guys. DeMarlo's still there. Our boy D, man,
still kicking.
We want to see D. D's probably the most liked coach. He's one guy. You always hear something bad about most people, right? You never hear a bad word about D. So I'm rooting for him. Pete Walker, Schneider, that whole group, and they deserve it.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. What? I called DeMarlo this morning. That bastard didn't call me back. So you better believe you can't say that you're my second father and all that crap, and you don't call me back. You ain't that cool. You don't got a ring yet, DeMarlo. Okay.
He's worse than I am in responding to that stuff.
You know what? He's normally pretty good with me too, but that's okay. He's on his high horse. He's locked in.
Okay.
We'll say DeMarlo's locked in.
Hey,
Gibby, what stands out?
Dev, he's studying the analytics probably.
Oh, yeah, for sure. He's always got those papers in his hand. They're blank. They're blank tomorrow. You can't fool me.
They are blank. I guarantee it.
Gibby, what stands out for you in this series? Like, if is there like a certain thing that like you're looking for in this series to say like, okay, if Toronto does blank, they win this series. If the Dodgers do blank, they win the series. What are maybe those two gaps that you could fill to give us some insight?
Gosh, Devin's like David versus Goliath. I mean, really, you coming in, the way the Dodgers have been hyped, and their record the last few years, and historically, and there's they're right about that in a lot of ways when you look at the talent they have. But there's Toronto's got that magic working, man, and there's not a lack of talent on that team either. But what impresses me, I was telling somebody a couple of weeks ago that they remind me a lot of the old Kansas City team that beat us in 15. They had good team speed. They put the ball in play with 2 strikes. They're not striking out a lot. Great defense.
God, I miss those days. Gibby. Put the ball in play.
Yeah, there's something, and that's why they're there. You know what? They don't strike out. And they come across some high strikeout pitchers, and they can't get these guys. And good things happen when you put it in play. And so plus they got that feeling. You could tell it's a good group that's pulling for each other, and they're doing everything right, and they got enough pitching. Their bullpens, that everybody talks about. It's that's questionable, but everybody's bullpen pretty much is questionable out there this time of year because everybody's banged up and throwing a lot of innings, So I think they can give the Dodgers trouble. The thing that the Dodgers have, of course, going is their starting pitching. They can throw 4 guys out there that are, number ones, right? And close to
a guy that can hit 3 home runs and throw 5 shutout innings. And Jesus,
exactly. So I think for either one to win, they got the Blue Jays got to neutralize Ohtani, and the Dodgers got to neutralize Vladdy Jr. And then. Whoever makes the least amount of mistakes. But I think that, if Toronto can give the Dodgers pitch a starting rotation trouble, or wear them down, I think they could win that whole thing. I think because I don't think the Dodgers bullpen can stop them, right? So if they get to them early, get that bullpen early, I think Toronto's got a good shot. But we'll see. I think it should be a great series. It really should be.
I'm with you, Gib. I know we both fall like on we favor like the old school baseball, but like in my opinion, man, like playoff baseball, you got to get the ball to go forward, right? Like strikeouts and how about like bunting never matters all year long, but you get to the postseason and here you go, first and second, no outs. Toronto's hitting. You got George Springer on deck. You got Wu on the mound. Yeah, let's lay the bunt down. A little bit of extra pressure pitches. Leaves the pitch middle into George Springer. 3-run home run. Blue Jays are in the World Series. Blue Jays, Gibby, they strike out the least per game in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers strike out everybody. I think that, like, good pitching beats good hitting. But in the postseason, if you can just get the ball to go forward and keep that constant pressure and momentum against opposing teams, watch out.
Yeah.
Right?
And you keep that lineup rolling over. They're not like, they're hitting home runs too. The Springers the other night, Vladdy's got it. So it's not like they're just a punch and Judy team. But your role players are certain guys on the team that got to they got to get on base. They got to move the runners like you're talking about. So you get those Springer and those guys can come to the plate. And that's exactly what happened the other night. And it is funny though. Everybody in this day and age, everybody frowns on the bunting and all that. And you don't do it all year, everybody, say, what are you doing, blah, blah, whatever. And then in the postseason, you do it. It's the greatest thing. And it just shows you, it makes no sense in reality. And who knows?
Maybe analytics proves that in postseason bunting matters, but regular season, it's a waste of an out. But whatever. Hey, they're smarter than me, and I believe them.
They're definitely smarter than me.
I miss the days when managers manage with their hearts and their whatever else. Like John Schneider did the other day when Max Scherzer looked John Schneider right in his eyes and said, buddy, I'm actually not coming out of the game. And whoever called down from upstairs, like you can tell them like they can fire me. They still have to pay me. They can fire me, but like I'm staying in the ball game. So you can go back to the dugout, and it worked out pretty good.
And you know what, Dev? If you watch, if you know how it is, if you watch the game, the score dictates a lot of your moves. If you watch the game, you know that it'll you can tell if a guy's starting to struggle. If he's rolling, man, you're because you end up killing the bullpen because you yank these starters, way too early. I don't know. Everybody said the analytics side says, well, the guy manages with his gut. No, I don't think it's his gut. When those guys, they view things differently. It's not a number doesn't dictate when they take somebody out of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey Jordan, if you throw a couple incomplete passes in a row, are they going to yank you because you're
hell no.
No, exactly. Come on, people. It's not quite the same thing, but it is in a way. So sometimes you just gotta let the guys play. The guys ride the guys that got you there, man, and let them. Don't all of a sudden start jumping ship.
I like that.
I gotta ask you, how's the Mets? How's the Mets? Tell me.
Well, I'm no longer a Met. I went back there for 2 years. I was a bench coach, and then walked away at the end of the year. I was probably going to get fired anyway. They had a big purge there. We didn't get it. So I guess I beat them to the punch, right?
The purge.
But hey, Dev and Jordan, I really enjoyed my time there. That was my original organization. I got drafted by the Mets back in 1980. Played with them a year and a half, and then started my coaching career in the minor leagues. So it was great to go back and all that. New York City year round's a little rough on me. I'm used to that peace and quiet, slow moving life down here in Texas.
Country boy.
But and I got to hang around some great players, and so everything was a wonderful manager. But I'm getting a little older now. If you can't tell that, that's just part of it. It's a young man's game, that.
Hey, you still look good though. I mean, hey, you still got it, Gib. Okay, so you said done with the Mets. You enjoyed your time there. I gotta know, Gibby, like playing against guys like Lindor and Alonso, like for me, like those are my biggest questions. Like what stood out to you the most about those guys? I mean, Lindor struggled early on in New York, and obviously now you got to experience Soto, who I think is the greatest hitter in the big leagues. What stood out about those guys specifically, and why they had such a good year individually? You know what,
Dev? Big thing is confidence. Because everybody gets to the big leagues, has talent, right? You know that as well as anybody. Some more than others, obviously, but it's the guys that figure it out and the guys that believe themselves. You were talking a minute ago about how you struggled early on, and then it all came together, and your confidence was through the roof, right? Same way with those guys. One thing that I told Lindor. Because he's a special guy. He shows up every day with a smile on his face. Now you're making the kind of money he is. It's easier to smile. I get that. Don't trust me.
That's right.
But you know what? He played every inning. He came out early and did his work, and he carried himself a lot like Jose Reyes did. Remember when Reyes was always had a smile on the face. The game caught up with him, and he got a little slow on the field, but. Same type of personality. Hey, go out there and get them every day, just like you. You show up, work, do your job. Don't worry about the fanfare. Just produce. So that's one of the reasons he's so good. He never takes a day off. And he believes himself. But like you said, he started out slow in New York, where it's a tough place to play. But then everything came together because, he was very successful in Cleveland. So, but he's a special guy. And as far as Soto's a different cat. He keeps to himself. I don't think he wants any of the fanfare. He just goes out there and hits, and kind of keeps to. He's a quiet guy, very professional. And I don't know how I can disagree with you as far as a better hitter in the big leagues. He just keeps doing it year after year. But it just shows you, though. We had those two guys and a few more, and we didn't even get into playoffs. Expanded playoffs, and. So you can have all the talent in the world, but sometimes, things don't click, or you have an off year or whatever, or you don't pitch well enough and you don't get in.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like every year, right? Like, and you've been with the Mets last 2 years, so I like run around and I'm like, oh yeah, the Mets are going to do it this year. And I feel like we've been saying that now, like since 2014 when they made it to the World Series. What is it that you feel maybe they're missing? What do you feel like needs to happen to get over the hump? Because I mean, you got an owner like Steve Cohen, got all the money in the world, and he puts together this wonderful roster. And I think I know the answer to this because baseball's just damn hard. But what is it that you think, if there's one thing specifically, or maybe it's something overall that the Mets are missing to get over that hump, to get back to where they want to get to?
Dev, that's a hard question to answer because there is a ton of talent there, right? But if you break down this year, everybody's scrambling for answers. What happened? Everybody's panicked. That's why all the coaches got fired. But it's it really comes down. Baseball, you got to win with pitching. I mean, over the long haul, and we start off really well, and then we just kind of hit a wall. We had some key injuries. Guys didn't perform up to what they normally do, and then it was kind of guys were coming in left and right trying to bail guys out, from the minor leagues because we were looking for bodies. And that's just the way it works sometimes. The year before we got to the Final Four, but our starting pitching was unbelievable. They go deep in the game every night. So if that's where I would look. That's where my gut tells me. But you never know for sure. There's such a focus in New York City. Yeah, your brother will tell you that too. That Jordan, you can't rest, you can't breathe, and that little extra pressure everybody puts on themselves naturally, that can affect you too in a negative way. And because everything you hear and see is how you stink, and that doesn't always help when you're grinding through it. And but it's one of those things. Hey, it doesn't always work. Move on. It's not always. You got to tear everything down and start over again. You just got to move on sometimes and try it again next year.
I mean, talking about that, Devon always says something: good players make good coaches, and coaches' jobs are kind of to steer the ship and hire the staff that's needed. That can help you win football, baseball games, whatever type of games you play. So what's your take on that? Good players make good coaches.
Oh, no doubt about it. You're not gonna run the Kentucky Derby on a donkey, that's for sure. And,
we'll use that line. Thanks, Jimmy.
I mean, reality. That's baseball, Jordan. Baseball and football are so different in a lot of ways. Though, football is so big in X's and O's, right? Strategy.
Absolutely.
The plays you run and all this and that, and baseball. Basically the game dictates what you might do. I think this is all my opinion. And so really, and you're doing it every day. So you throw your guys out there, try to get the most out of them, handle a pitching staff, and normally you're in good shape, right? Football, there's so much more to it, but there's no doubt you got to have talented players. You could be the smartest coach in the world, but without talent, you're going to only go so far, especially you get to the upper levels we're talking about, major college and professional. There's no secret. And I think most of the time the best coaches get out of the way, let those guys do their things. Don't micromanage too much, and just let the boys do their thing. So I tell you what, the limited success I had in the big leagues as a manager, there was no shortage of talent on our team. That's for sure. And anybody that tells you differently, they might be stuck on themselves a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, Gibby, I was 23 years old, turned 24 in spring training, and if you can handle the personalities that were in this Toronto Blue Jays locker room when I was a rookie, man, I mean, to my left, my locker mate, all 4 of my years in Toronto was Josh Donaldson, which, God dog, love him to death, but boy, oh boy, what a personality. And then
was somebody trying to punish you or what?
I think it was you. You were like, hey, that guy's really nice, but he needs to find some kind of dark side. Hey, put Donaldson next to the Travis kid. Yeah, that sounds good. But right, it was like that dark corner over here. It was there was Reyes, and then Tulo came, and then it was, you had Russell Martin behind the plate, and you had Edwin Encarnacion and Justin Smoke, and then over in center field you had Pilar, kind of the younger guy. Left field was like the mix of of Ben Revere and Danny Valencia, and then right field, the freaking everybody thinks is the meanest, toughest guy in the world, and Jose Bautista. And Gibby, he's like the nicest human in the world. But there were some crazy, crazy personalities, like strong personalities on that team. So to be able to like manage a group of those guys and keep them together, especially on the back end of their career, they're already rich. They don't need the money, to be honest. Like it's almost the end for them. For you to be able to keep those guys together was something for me as like a young guy I saw that really stood out for me. You just had the ability to keep everybody moving together. You hardly ever yelled, but God dog, if you needed to yell, you weren't afraid to get in Donaldson's face, or you weren't afraid to get in my face. And I think that
I did.
That's what made you so special. You got in Donaldson's face, that damn cologne, right?
Hey, sometimes you got to fight fire with fire. You know what I mean? But Deb, you know what? We were sitting here talking, and if you remember your rookie year that year, we went into the end of May, and you were leading the team in home runs, RBIs, and all that stuff. You throw off all those names, all those great players, and then the injury bug got you. And but you were our top hitter through all that, so you fit in perfectly with that group. But I do think that's part of managing is handling the players. And because you're doing it every day, and sometimes you got to turn your back on things. You can't control these guys. Everybody. And they get paid a lot of money. You guys are to go do your thing, so let them do it. The fans come to watch you, and but sometimes you gotta put a stop to some things that could be detrimental to everything. So, but
no doubt.
I never minded when the season was over because I could go home and relax and get some sanity back.
Bud Light and Bubba Burgers, 5 p.m. Where you at, Justin Smoke? We're on our way. Let's go. Okay, so tell me this, Gibby. Are you? But before we get to some exciting stuff, because I can't wait to hear you talk about the Blue Jays. I know I'm fired up. I got flashbacks of 15 and 16. God, what I do to be in that city, freaking World Series. Damn. But what's next for John Gibbons? Number one, and number two, how's your wife? How the kids? Is your daughter still singing? If so, just give me a little rundown of what's coming up next for you.
Damn, that's a good question. I don't know. I'd like to stay in the game a couple more years. Maybe do a little scouting, special assignment stuff. I haven't totally eliminated the field, but like I said, the game's so different now with all the analytics and
me puke.
It's lost a lot of its enjoyment in a lot of ways. We were talking about the personalities a minute ago. You know what? You got to trust your guys, and you got to let them do their thing. You can't. These guys aren't robots. So if every outcome that from analytics, it was guaranteed to be one thing, but they're not, because you're dealing with human beings that have good days, bad days, banged up, you name it. And but that's kind of been lost, and I think everybody's treated like a robot now. So. Mm-hmm. But you still have to adjust, and so I can deal with that. If I have any more time on the field left, great. If not, I had a great opportunity. People gave me that, that a lot of people never get. Better baseball people than me never got an opportunity that I did. So I'm very thankful. But family's
you
good.
Maxed out your service time. It finishes at 10, so you're good. You're doing all right.
Oh yeah, that never hurts. No, that's always. Yeah, but my family, everybody's good, man. I've been very fortunate.
Well, good for you, man. I'm so happy. Tell everybody I said hello. I
Will do.
hope I get to see you guys soon. And told you he's the freaking best, dude. Okay, God, I don't want to keep you all day because I'll talk to you all day. I'll probably call you after, and maybe we can talk another 30 minutes. But my last question to you, Gibby, and as I said, my feelings are very real about you, and I'm so grateful for you. And you gave me an opportunity, man, to help a 5'8" kid make his dream come true. And there were a lot of doubts throughout my life, and everybody has them, even when you get to the big leagues. But you made my dream come true, so you know how much you mean to me and my family for forever. But my last question to you is, if this is the end of the road for you in the game of baseball, what is it that you want people to remember John Gibbons as mostly? Anytime your name is mentioned, what is it that you'd like to hope and believe that people would say about you for forever?
Well, Dev, one thing, I appreciate all the compliments. It was pleasure managing you, right? And you know what? I was convinced you were going to go on to be a perennial all-star because you were that good, and then the injury.
You told me that, and I didn't believe you.
Well, I did. You know, I mean, hey, that's the truth. You know, and same way Jordan, same thing. Injury got you. You know, and but I want to be remembered as a good guy. You know, a guy that was always fair, tried to be fair, right? And always had my guys back. You know, it doesn't mean. You know, I couldn't snap every now and then or this and that, but I didn't want people to think, well, this guy's wishy-washy, he's a phony, anything like that. He said, you know what, this guy, hey, he'll have my back. You know what, he cared about me, and you know, he's a good baseball man. That's all that matters. But even more important than that, a good family man, right? So,
amen.
Amen to that.
Yes.
Well, I sign off on all of them, and I think that I know that I could get like everybody on those Blue Jays teams that I played on to sign off on that. And yeah, man, I just want to say thank you for everything, and thank you for joining our show. And I can't wait to join your podcast again, Gabbing with Gibby. I'm happy you're back. I love it. I used to listen to it in the early mornings. Now I'm going to listen to it in the early mornings. I got 2 kids now. I'm going to I can scream all they want. I got my coffee. Gibby will make me feel better.
But could you understand me? That's the key. You're probably going to review this show and go,
took me a while.
What did he say? What did he say?
Took me a while, but I got you now, baby. I got you.
That's my thing, man. When you talk fast and nobody understands you, you keep everybody guessing. You know, they go, what did he say? Well, you'll never know.
Amen. 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 I love it.
All
Gibby,
right,
love
man.
you, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming
on.
on.
The wife, the kids, my best, man. You're the greatest. Thanks, man. Love you.
Thank you, man.
See you,
Appreciate you.
Later, Gibbs.
Welcome back to Travis Take 2. We're going to close out as we always do, answering questions from you, the fans. Be on the lookout for our posts on Instagram and X, maybe not X anymore for me. Make sure to submit your responses.
What we got rocking today from AR15_QB. I just tore my ACL. I'm a captain and quarterback. What are some ways mentally I can get over this?
Well, sorry to hear that, bro. I'm praying for you. But I'm going to say depends on what's number one in your life, because obviously in my life, Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. So that's always where I go, bro. And in my tough times, shoot, I woke up last night in the middle of the night and was going through it. I felt like the devil was trying to get to me, bro. The negative thoughts were filling my mind, and went to sleep and woke up this morning and still felt it. And I'm like, what's going on with me? Like, I've been so good. The first thing I did was get on my knees and prayed to God and read my Bible and listened to a lot of videos this morning. I'm calm. This is the most calm I've been in freaking a year. So
nice.
I'll say your relationship, bro, if you're big in your faith, get close with Jesus Christ and open the Bible up and read and spread the word every opportunity you get, because your teammates are always looking to you as the captain. They want to see how you respond to not just football, but life, bro. They want to see how you're acting. They want to see a smile on your face, because they know it's tough deep down inside, but you always want to be the guy that says, like, dang, like, that inspires me, you know? Like, he has a smile on his face and he's going through a torn ACL or going through something hard. So in the storms, bro, get close to God and always have a smile on your face, because it can always be worse. Every opportunity that you get to wake up every day, bro, is a blessing from the man upstairs. And you're never alone in the storms. Remember that. He's always with you. I was just listening to a podcast on the way here, and I was talking about Jesus on the boat when he was sleeping on the boat and it started to sink and he was so relaxed. And it talks about you and the people on the boat that were kind of losing their mind, like, wake up, wake up, wake up. And we're so distracted about everything else. God promised you that you're going to get to the other side. So you should never get worked up. You should never get stressed out. If God's not stressed out and Jesus Christ is not stressed out, don't be stressed out, because we're supposed to live like him. So yeah, bro, get close to God and keep the smile on your face.
Love it, man. This too shall pass. Keep your head up, man. Real men, you find out who they are through the storm, buddy. You got it. This one right here from his core tack knee. So let's go. Courtney. Wow, that was tricky. What is a hobby that either of you enjoy that would be surprising to know? Well, I can tell you my hobby right now that's freaking I enjoy. I enjoy driving with no music at all.
Really?
Freaking peace. 125 kids at the school with them all day. Baseball academy, all running all over the place. Now I'm leaving work. I'm headed home. Got my little baby girl, Pilar, 6 weeks old now, and Bo, who's freaking crazy, 18 months old. My favorite hobby right now, bro, is peace and quiet in the car. Like, just peace and quiet. Like, just drive and don't look any other way. That's my favorite hobby at the current moment, Courtney.
Well, my hobby is, I'll say watching Family Feud. I love, every time you see my TV.
You're getting old, buddy.
I love Family Feud. I was freaking cleaning the windows today. I actually had a good time. I'm cleaning the damn sliding glass windows.
You're really getting old, buddy. You're growing up.
I grilled on the Blackstone again this morning. Some eggs.
Good job on your hibachi the other
steak.
Night. That was good.
Yeah. It's the old things, like an old man.
Welcome to the good life,
Heck
my
yeah.
boy.
Heck yeah. J-Rod 31 for Devon. How was it planned for 11?
Mike Martin, Sr. Legend. Everybody knows him for all the winning and success he had on the baseball field. I remember him for the great man that he was and the impact he left on my life and other players' life at Florida State. And I can go on and on how he helped me on the baseball field. But the biggest lessons I learned from him were more about life. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Travis Take 2. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. We appreciate your love and support, and we'll see you next week. Jordan, love you, man. That was awesome. Sorry about our nose, but you want to know what? This too shall pass.
Heck yeah, bro.
Thank God for the bye week.